y'all know what? Which one of these images would you say is Christ? Jesus Christ. Which one is Jesus Christ? Point to him. Which one is? Which one do you know? Jesus Christ. Come on, Addison. Which one is it? You look this one. You looking like you're shading this way. Michael, right? Was it Michael? Which one is it, Michael? You don't know? Okay. And that's an honest answer. What about you, Addison? Janiyah. You probably saw this one, right? But let's go into the Bible and find out the true depiction of Christ was actually documented in the Bible. Did y'all know that? You do? You knew that, right? Okay, all praise. Let's read this. 1 and 1.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So he says, I'm going to show you these things which must come to pass. These are things that he wanted him to write in the book, right? Read it.
And he sent and signified by his angel unto his servant John.
Right, so this is John the Revelator. All right, the revealing of Christ means you are revealing Christ. You're writing down what he actually looks like. All right, jump to verse 13.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
All right, so who is the Son of Man, Addison? Jesus, right? Right? That's easy to be understood, right? So it says, in the midst of a candlestick, there was one who stood like the Son of Man. Read on.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a girding girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it says, the Son of Man, the hairs on his head were white like wool. That means white in color, woolly in texture. Who on this earth has woolly hair? Or like hair like a lamb or a sheep? Black man, right? So-called black man, right?
Right.
Take a look. We got the curly hair, right? Read on.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So let me go back. Let me take a step back. We're gonna play a little game. So we just read the hair texture and color that's depicted in the Bible. Which one of these images has a depiction where it has white woolly hair? This one up here? Yep, similar. These are very similar, right? But it's definitely not this, right? Right? Okay. Next.
And his eyes were as the flame of fire.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Meaning the whites of his eyes were red because he drank wine in moderation, right? We know that when we drink wine, sometimes the whites of our eyes go red, right? But in the depictions that you see, you can probably see a little bit better on that one. Which one of these has the whites of the eyes that are red? That one right there. So that's two. That's 2 for this one, none for this one, right? Okay. They got an uphill battle. Let's go.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto fine brass. Y'all know the color of brass? What's the color of brass? A brownish gold, right? So let me ask you this question, Brother Micah. Your feet, are they about the same complexion as the rest of your body? Yeah, right? You're not walking around with blue feet and the rest of your body is a little bit light brown, right? So what about Christ? You think he had his feet were the same color as the rest of his body? Right? So which one of these images has something where it depicts a bronze color? A brass color, I should say, brass. That one right there, right? Now we're going to show you how dark Christ was, or is. Let me say it like that. How dark he is. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So if you put anything in a furnace, what color is it going to turn? Black. Black. It's going to be black, right? So you don't get lighter when you go in a furnace, you know? one last one. Read.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
And his voice was as the sound of many waters. Now, have y'all been by like Minneapolis Falls before, or a waterfall or something like that? Now, is that a nice, peaceful, soft waterfall, or is it loud when you walk up on it? It can be very loud, all right? Christ didn't speak softly. Remember, he commanded thousands with no microphone, right? So he was a very loud man. But this man they depict as a soft-spoken man who's always talking very soft and nobody can hear him. That's not the Christ of the Bible. That's the Christ they made up. So everything that we read points to a depiction closer to this, right?
That's right.
So, sis, why they tell us this is Christ? Why they got our kids believing this is Christ? Why we grow up thinking something like this was Christ?
Bring it out.
Why is that, sis? You know why they did that? So that way we would always try to look to them and reverence them. Okay? They don't want a black man to be on top. They don't want to uplift a black man. And that's evident today in this world, is it not? And same thing with our native brothers and sisters. All right? You had this land, right? You had this land for yourself. And now what have they done? Pushed you into corners, into reservations, all right, and told you to fend for yourself. Right. You don't want our help. You got it. You got everything that's there. Y'all control that. But then they bring in the drugs. They bring in the guns. They bring in the prostitution, right? And they say, "Oh, we can't do nothing. Y'all got y'all own land." No, that's not how it goes. But yet they took the best of everything. They took the best of everything. In the treaties that they signed, they said, okay, we're going to give you this land and you can do agriculture on it. Knowing that two factors. A, the land wasn't even good for that agriculture. And two, who said that you wanted to be like growing things? You wanted to be a gardener or a farmer. A lot of our brothers and sisters didn't want to do that, but that's all they got, right? So now, you have to ask yourself, why is this happening to us, right? Why is it happening to Native Americans? They didn't do that with the Irish that came over here, did they? They didn't do it with the so-called Jewish man who's all the way in another country, but we give them billions of dollars every year. But right here at home, in the land that they stole, they won't even help the people who they stole it from. Right? Now let's get Deuteronomy chapter 28. Drop everything, get Deuteronomy chapter 28, and we're going to read Deuteronomy 1 and 1 real quick, and then we're going to jump to 28 and verse 15. All right? So we're going to find out, since we're going to go in this Bible, because your history is in the Bible. All right? Your nationality, your heritage is in the Bible. We've been getting a lot of pushback from our Native American brothers and sisters here lately. All right? We're not coming against you. We're here to fight with you, not fight against you. Right? Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So the book of Deuteronomy, Moses said he's speaking to all Israel. All right, all Israel. Now jump to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. Let's see what else he told to all Israel. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So it says it will happen if you don't listen to God to do what?
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So it says, if you don't listen and learn to do all of God's laws, statutes, and commandments, these things are going to happen to you. Let's see what's going to happen to you. Read.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He said, if you don't learn and do God's commandments, curses were going to come upon you and overtake you. Is curses a good thing or a bad thing, Brother Micah? Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? It could be both. So if I came up and said, you know what, I curse you, that's a good thing? It ain't, man. It is not. Tell them, Mom. Let them know. A curse is not a good thing. It's not. All right. Now, let's find out some of the curses, what pertains specifically, right, to your, the so-called Native Americans, all right? Because, let me ask you this question, sis. You guys were on this side of the world, right, doing your thing, right? Who came over to this side of the world? What nation of people was that? You got one. Caucasians, right? They call themselves conquistadors and things like that, right? Now, when they came over, they came from where? From Europe, right? And would you say Europe is on the other side of the world? From one side of the world all the way to another? Right? And then when they came, what was their symbol that they upheld, like their national symbol? What was that? The eagle. What? Show me the. It's right here. The eagle.
That's right.
They put it all over the coins, right? On the dollar bills. They have the eagle. Different things like that, right? They have the eagle, right? And then when they got here, they began to destroy the cattle, right? And not pay you for it. They gave you smallpox, right?
Break it up.
All these things, right? That's your history, right? Now, sis, what would you say if I read that same exact history for you out of the Bible? You think it's a coincidence? You think it just somehow it happened like that? No. No. The Bible was written well before all of that happened, right?
Come on.
So now let's get that. Let's get Deuteronomy, because remember, in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15 it says, if you did not do God's laws, statutes, and commandments, curses were going to come upon you and overtake you until you be destroyed.
That's right.
Okay? So now let's get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 49. 49.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, so from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
So that nation that the Lord brought against our people over here in America was the conquistadors, was the Caucasians, all right? And they brought them from one end of the earth all the way over to America, all right? Let's read that again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
The nation that he brought against you was the so-called white man, the Caucasians, the conquistadors. Read.
From the end of the earth.
From Europe.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
All the way over here to America, holding up the sign of the eagle. Right? Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
You did not understand their tongue, their language. You had your own language, right? But they forced you to take on theirs, right? They forced that on you, right? That tongue you did not understand. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance.
The nation of fierce countenance. What that means? Fierce fighting. Fierce fighting. They did what?
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
They didn't care about if you were 60, 70 years old. They still put you in chains. Right? Read.
Nor shew favor to the young.
Nor did they show any favor to the young. Take a look at this picture here. That's a little baby right there. They got by the heels. And you think they're just going to swing them around and laugh with them? No. Smashing them against stones. They did not regard the person of the old nor the young. Read on.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle. Meaning they came and the bison was the way of life over here. And they came and they destroyed them for fun. 5,000 a day. the person that they try to make it look like they're Christ, they're not Christ. They're the devil the Bible speaks of.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.